Exactly.
All right.
So,
All right.
okay,
Perfect.
to tell the people, like, who are we and what are we doing together?
Yeah,
What's our plan?
I think that's an important question.
What would you say?
It's an important question. I'll go for it. I come from a background where I used to work in health and IT,
Okay.
right, and technology, and I switched to real estate after seeing that health was an environment where you're dealing with people's lives, and I found that to be a little inconvenient for me in general. So I decided to move to real estate, tourism specifically, and we started with short-term rentals in Morocco and in Spain. Recently, personally moved to Marbella, and I saw the opportunity that was in the sales market and how I could bring something with AI.
Something very
Fortunately, I met you through a very good friend of mine, and it just seems like our energy is connected. You were like, yes, this is what we need. I think this is what's missing in the market, and I think that we both found how we were separate in our own ways, and
We are
that's
a
how
two-piece
my
puzzle.
that exactly, and that's my upbringing here, and that's how I'm in Marbella now. Tell me.
I think it's just accurate. It's a two-piece puzzle
Two-piece.
directly. It's like you're very good with computers. I do what I can, as you know. My best point is just people and be communication. I have skills for it.
I
you
can
have
tell.
heard me and everything. You are like, I see you listening on the background. It's like, I like that.
Yes.
And you are sitting on the computer working with Claude. It's
Yeah.
like you are just there. Like let the kids play with their toys.
Yeah.
That's you.
Yeah.
AI full on.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just with people, like bringing owners, etc. I remember the first time when you came here last week when we were together. First day we went to a listing that we brought. The next day we went to another listing. I told you, listen, this is not like this every day, but I think since then we land 2 or 3 more listings.
Yes, absolutely.
So it's going quite fast.
Since then, it's been going great. I think the energies are working well, in a way, and I mean, also the work is being done.
Yeah.
Work is being done. The listings are being.
I'm just doing the groundwork the best I
acquired.
can, and you give an amazing support with AI, which is something actually people will be very interested to discuss because you have developed certain platforms that can help really the people with real estate. This is like a dinosaur market,
Yep.
and you're gonna bring a lot of value, and people is gonna say, okay, these two are really bringing something different. What I do is like it's known on the market, just meet owners. I even go knock doors. I have no shame, which actually I recommend to everybody that is starting real estate. What should I do? Go knock doors directly. Don't think about it. Even if you don't know anything about real estate and you want to start,
Just knock
the
on
best interview CV that you can have is bringing. Is like I have went knocking doors and I have 3 owners that are ready to listen to us and bring in the listing.
100%, 100%. That's beautiful, and I think it's also the case in many other fields. We just
Yeah.
have to knock on doors to know how things can start.
100%.
Yes. In my case where it's AI, I think that knocking on doors is not the thing. You will probably have to knock on your computer,
Yes.
and then you're able to learn. But to speak about what you said, the software that we have, yes, we do have a pricing software that's ours. We have a lead generator software
Yes.
that's ours. We have a content generator that's ours.
Yes, which is very good actually.
Which is very good. And I think that using this, it will allow us to also provide more to the real estate market and provide more to the buyers and the sellers, which is the ultimate goal.
It's going to be much information around it, and people is going to appreciate it because nowadays people, they come here, they look for it, but they look much more information online than before. Every time people, they want to have a lot of information beforehand, and what you do help them understand much better the market.
Absolutely.
Yeah. To be honest, when you came together and you said, as our friend introduced us, like he's very good for like short term, and I do hate short term. But I know also that you wanted to jump on sales, and I said, listen, I have already, 7, 8 listings ready to go. Like just bring him here, we're ready to start.
Let's get it.
Directly.
Yep.
So
The platforms
very
were
easy.
up immediately. I mean, I don't waste time either, right?
You were very quick because I
Yes.
remember when I told you about the PDFs and the presentation, the way that people likes to see it here, mostly because for collaborations, the agents, they are used to have like a window card, this PDF, etc. Remember asking you that, and 20 or 40 minutes it took you to just develop these things, upload the pictures, the description and this and that. You got everything straight away. You built it super quick, and I could start sending those listings the same afternoon to all the collaborators I know. And actually, so you know, it's a curious data, 70% of the closing for sales and rentals of every company, they come through collaborations. It's really from direct contacts.
It makes sense. Word of mouth.
On average, yeah.
Yeah. It makes sense.
Exactly.
It makes sense. Okay, so tell me a bit about how you see yourself being in the real estate sector and everything, living in Marbella. How does it feel like? What is like your
I think
your personal experience?
Yeah, for me, it's just very easy if you have a common sense to apply it to real estate. Because at the end, you're working with people in both ends. So you just have to apply common sense, what somebody is looking for and what the other person wants to sell it for, or wants to rent it for, or whatever it is. So you just need to understand people. That's actually the way that I just fall into it, because they knew that I know a lot about the area. I've been living here for a while, and you just kind of fall into it. It's like in Marbella, the main businesses are real estate or just
tourism.
Yes,
hospitality.
Exactly. Every related with tourism.
Absolutely.
At the end of the day, fall into the same thing.
I mean, a bit of like the whole Costa del Sol también,
Yes. Yes, it's great. But the prices, look, for example, I saw yesterday on Instagram a price of a villa in Benalmádena that is amazing. I forgot to send it to you. 3,000 a week. Here is 20, 22.
Absolutely.
Wow.
The prices have nothing to do. And you know what? Let me tell you, from the short-term rental perspective, and from studies I've seen, prices have been up 20% this year compared to last year. Yes, 20%.
I know.
When you take a 20% year over year and you compound that, we're talking.
It's crazy.
It's unreal. Because the demand is there. And now we're running out of supply. You know we're running out of supply.
I remember that when we were speaking about it, you are like, when I send you a request, it's like, hey, but there are no villas.
There are no villas.
Like, we need to buy and we need to speak with the investors. There is a huge market gap.
Exactly.
You got excited in 5 seconds.
Yeah. We're getting requests and we're just not finding villas. Yeah. We're not finding properties.
Yeah, please, buyers.
Build something.
What's this? We need more.
The demand is there. The prices are skyrocketing. Yeah.
But in Marbella, don't go to like Estepona.
In Marbella.
Like, please.
In Marbella. Yes. I mean, everyone's saying that Estepona is a growing market, but I would say focus on Marbella.
Yeah. It's growing. I mean, it's not going down as mostly any real estate market in the world. When you spoke about short-term prices, the first question when somebody wants to rent the property, they're like, they want to take the best out of it. And they ask me, Alejandro, we can rent it in winter for short term because I want to come in the summer. I'm like, really? Why you want to come in the summer? Because everybody wants to come in the summer. So who do you think is going to rent you short term in winter? Probably no one. Not for a good price. One thing that can happen is, for example, if you have this villa, you are in Sierra Blanca, you have sea views, you have a heated pool, you are next to Puente Romano, great. Then you can rent it, but it's not going to be the summer price. It's going to be 4 times less per week.
Absolutely.
Whatever the price you have on summer, divide it by 4.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
So that leads us to the explaining of the rental options here. You have 3 clear seasons here. Long term, which is 11, 12 month contract. You have mid-term, which avoids just the summer. That helps, works a lot for families when the kids are in school here.
Okay.
So they rent from September, 1st of September to, let's say, 15th of June. Maybe a bit before, maybe a bit earlier. It has a lower price than the long term, let's say 30% less, approximately.
Okay.
And then you have the short term. People ask me, this is a crazy easy tip. If you are like in key locations, what is my weekly price for a short term? Easy. You get the long term price, let's say 15 a month, and then you want to find out what is the, sorry, I have a flyer on here.
Yeah, it's been bugging you for a while.
It's burying me. So to find out what's your short term price per week, you get the long term price and you put between 80% to 100% of the price per week. So you have, let's say, this property. This is 14,000 a month. How much will be weekly on summer? 12,000 a week.
Okay.
11,000 a week. If it's August, you can even go for 14.
Okay.
Of course, if it's a longer stay, a family that comes from, from Saudi, that they're gonna stay here 2 months, we always give a better price, which is the best client actually.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, when you go on a day-by-day basis, there is a software that can analyze a lot of data from Airbnb and Booking, and it gives you an estimate of what every day should be like. But that's a very good point. Now, let me ask you an important question on this property. What kind of people buy this property? Who are they? Where do they come from? And what are they looking for?
Okay, that's a good question because every area has a different market. Okay. usually the clientele that wants to be close to Puente Romano is Arabic clientele. They usually don't go far away. The farthest away they go is if they purchase in Sagaleta. Usually they want to be close to the Golden Mile. This is super important for them. Walking distance, family, and statement. They always like big plots, big lands. Otherwise, they need to be close to Puente Romano and have a nice view. Main.
Got you.
Okay.
Interesting. So we've got a lot of, so mostly Arab people coming to.
Arabic people, they usually like to be close to Puente Romano, yeah, and Sierra Blanca. That's their name for them.
Okay. Well, if there are any Moroccans, مرحبا بكم.
I didn't understand that, but yeah, welcome.
I said welcome. You guys are welcome in Arabic.
I started to speak.
Yeah, I mean not just Moroccans, cualquier, any other Arab
Anybody.
country. Any other country.
Just come. Come and buy properties from us, preferably.
Yeah.
We have a great marketing strategy. Come and buy.
Yeah.
What are the other things that surprised you when you came to Marbella?
All right, so that's a very, very good question.
Yeah, I know.
That's a very good one. So when I first came here, I actually went to Malaga. And the reason why I went to Malaga is, let it be known, I'm an honest person. I didn't hear many good things about Marbella. And I was a bit, skeptical. And so I first lived in Malaga and I was going back and forth. And I started to meet really interesting people and see that the community was actually nice. It was lots of really professional people, lots of intellectuals, lots of successful people in their own way. And that is really my kind of environment. So at that point, I decided.
But they're hidden, right?
They're hidden.
Yes.
They're hidden.
I know.
Right? And if you think about if you're coming to party in Marbella for a week, you probably are not going to meet them.
Easy.
You're probably not going to make these connections and meet these great people.
No.
You're probably not. And if you come to party for a week, I mean, if you go to party for a week in Las Vegas, you're not going to meet the greatest people either. Possibly, yes, but generally speaking, it is what it is. So for that reason,
crazy thing can happen here. Honestly, I met a lot of people going out. And you build connections if you are partying like an animal, it's like, well, who is this guy?
Yeah.
But if you keep your composure, of course, every time I party, I don't keep my composure always, obviously. That's why I go out.
Well, the thing is, when you live here,
Ah.
you keep your composure.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah, because you live here. And so that's what really made the difference for me. And I'd recommend anyone to come. Marbella is amazing. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. You meet amazing people. But I also think that you have to look at it the right way.
You need somebody local to be here.
You need the local. I also truly think that the image will change throughout the years as the internet is connecting absolutely everything, as the truth comes out, as renovations are currently happening in Puerto Banús, for example. And the image is what it is. I mean, luxurious, beautiful, great connections, great people, beautiful views, the Costa del Sol in its pure nature.
I'm happy you mentioned about the refurbishments, because this is something that is happening a lot. People now, they know how much the property is worth after they refurbish it. So when they sell it, they put the price to cut the margins on the people that are willing to buy it, refurbish it, and increase the price, which actually, it doesn't make sense, because the value of a property increase after the refurbishment. They are just selling it more expensive because they know when the other ones, the buyers, refurbish it, it will increase up to this amount. So it's like, you're going to make money on it. I'm going to make money before you. So it's like, it's just increasing. It was a huge market before for that. There's a lot of people that made a lot of money because the value of the properties had certain limits. And you never know what's going to reach when, where, and up to how much. So it's a risk.
Yes.
But now everybody knows.
Last time I checked, I think it was about 67% of properties in Spain need renovations. 67%.
Yeah.
And so with that being said, the data of the properties that need renovations, and if you take that as a whole, their prices are lower, right? And automatically when you renovate it, you go to this pool of renovated houses, which makes it automatically more expensive. I mean, all over the world when you renovate, but specifically in Spain, since the properties that need renovations are so many, that when you move to renovated, it's just amazing.
It's great.
Yeah.
Remember, I want to note one thing. Now we're talking about renovation, renting, etc. Remember that we had a property for 7.5 per month, 7,500 a month. You know how many people contacted us the first day? It was like 5 people straight away on the first
Yep.
hour.
Yep.
Okay, that's something very good for the investors because 7,500 a month, it means like if you have an ROI of like 5 or 6% a year, let's put it 7, you're looking at a property of 1 million, 1.1. So that's an advice I give to certain individuals. If you have 800, 900,000 that you can purchase a property or use a loan, you know that we are very close with the Santander Bank to help with the loans. Also, we have the other brokers that they can help us if any client needs finance. On the other side,
it's a very
800
important
property.
point. We do have direct
Yes.
contact with banks to provide the best loans possible.
Yeah. We collaborate directly with the brokers. as well.
Alejandro is your man. I apologize. It's not we. Alejandro is the man for this.
No, you were the man for one because you're gonna fill up all the documents and everything. I'm gonna be like, please send me this, please send me that. I'm just gonna be speaking with the clients. You're gonna do the back end job. Okay, so that point is important because if they purchase a property for 800,000, they renovate it up to 1.1 million. You have 300,000 there that you can make something very nice, and it's gonna be rented out for 7.5, which is more or less like a 6%. I don't know. Just make the numbers. Even more than 6%, even 7.
Yep.
And you saw the demand for 7.5 prop.
Yep.
Looks like there is nothing. So that's a target people should start to look at.
It's somewhat of a race. It's a somewhat of a race between short-term rental prices, mid-term rental prices, long-term rental prices, the wholesale price, buyers, renters, and it's just a race. Everyone's
crazy.
jumping inside the pool. It's beautiful to see. I mean, I'm looking at it with my own eyes in real time, and it's beautiful to see.
And also, remember, Marbella always has like a micro economy. Remember what happened in COVID? You were not here, but it was only a few ones that could take advantage of it because the good part of Marbella is, first of all, which kind of buyers do you have here? Only wealthy people can purchase here. So it means if you're wealthy or you're rich or you have money, in any way that you want to put it, it's difficult that when a recession comes as COVID, that there is too many people that need to sell the property because they have other assets. Marbella is just it's a holiday place, so they already have a house somewhere, or here or there. So there is not so many people that were in need to sell. There were some. That means the economy will always keep growing on real estate market. It's not going to be affected much. In any parts of Spain, you saw what happened in COVID. People got like crazy prices for apartments throughout like the 6 panic months. Here, not many. I know some people that they took good opportunities because there's always people struggling, but listen, people were waiting for price drop.
Right.
It didn't happen.
It didn't happen.
I have 4 clients looking like, hey, keep me posted if this price. I could not even reach out to them.
It's a completely different subject, but this is happening right now with the AI boom and the stock markets. Everyone's thinking that it's going to go down, but it just keeps going higher and higher and higher.
Yes.
And it's the same thing. There was the Marbella real estate bubble. It's going to pop. No, it didn't pop.
It
just kept going. And it's honestly, it's not an easy thing to be able to see. Because you feel like it's a lot of speculation and all that. But when the demand is really there and the purchasing power is there from these various countries, there's only one way this is going to go. And it's up.
You have some knowledge about different markets, and in Marbella you're being introduced to it, you're familiarized with it, but you have your first impression fresh. What do you think? Like, is it a bubble? Would you say like you see people buying? You see like, does the price make sense to you?
I'm good with markets, okay, and I financial markets. So I used to be, and I still am, a trader by heart, and from seeing these markets and being to analyze it from that perspective as well, I would say that we are not in a bubble. I would say that we are absolutely not in a bubble. I believe that we are going higher. So I don't think it is a bubble because the purchasing power is there from these various players. And you don't have one big whale eating up everything and then you're like, oh, is the whale going to pull out? No.
Yeah, I know.
Nobody's pulling out.
That's amazing. I love it. That's a great insight because you have your, I said, the first thoughts fresh.
Yes.
I wanted to run it by you.
I mean, these are my ideas. That's about it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you for sharing your experiences.
My absolute pleasure. Well, thank you, Alejandro, for having me.
Looking forward to work together and kill it on the market. I think we make a good team. So
looking forward.
Domus Aedes taking over Marbella.
Thank you, my friend.
Perfect.
Pleasure to have
Okay, let's
you.
go for lunch. I'm hungry.